This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
OneAmerica is an organization that's based around advocating for immigrants. They're advocates for human rights. They're an agency that I love because it's about changing the law so that families are reunited, and it's also about making a law that makes sense.
We're a collection of people and organizations who believe that change is possible if we make it happen. And that's the movement that we've been building over the last 9 years. It's the power to believe and the power to make change happen through our actions.
We are going to remember all of those
Vamos a recordar a todos ellos
whose families has been broken apart.
OneAmerica allows people from many different backgrounds and with many different types of expectations to be able to see the value in working together, to be able to construct something that is far beyond what any one of them alone or any community alone would have been able to do.
OneAmerica is not, in my mind, just OneAmerica. I mean, it's a movement, it's part of the movement. If we don't do it, who's going to do it? And if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it?
Right now we're working on immigration reform, federal policy change, that affects tens of millions of people across the country. Even when we get immigration reform, there are so many pieces of policy that we have to work on to make sure that immigrant rights are protected, to make sure that people really have due process, to make sure that they have the right to a fair education, to make sure that they have the right to health care, all of these different pieces that are going to involve policy change.
23,000 new voters. That's how many immigrants one group says it registered before last year's election. They're becoming an unexpected force in politics. Muslims and immigrants have now caught the attention of local candidates.
She said, I'm very excited to have a voice and to vote. It feels good to say that you can make a difference.
Yeah.
And hopefully the candidate that I want will win.
OneAmerica actually stands up and reminds us, reminds the Christians, this is what we should be doing.
I said, I need to be a part of an organization like OneAmerica because they're really advocates for helping change the laws. I want to make sure that that law gets changed. And whichever way I can do that, I want to tell people and educate them so that they'll be empowered to want to change the law.
The first time I thought I don't have skills to start talking with the people, but little by little I started involved in this organization. Now I know I can do something for my community. I feel very happy since the first day that I start working for OneAmerica. When you start doing something, you need to inspire to create something positive in your community. Doesn't matter if the communities are from different kind of immigrants. I think the important is if every single community is strong, we can build a strong country.
OneAmerica is empowering communities in the way of creating base groups in those communities. And through the base groups, we are finding out what are the issues in the communities. We have seen a tremendous participation in different cities.
The reality is that there's not a lot of places where truly diverse voices come forward. And so through the history of the organization, we've been working to make sure that these voices of immigrant and refugee communities are heard. Through that hearing, there is an empowerment in and of itself. But when communities actually speak, take action, see change, then that's a whole different kind of empowerment, and that's movement building.
Thousands of people are calling on Congress to act swiftly on immigration reform. Those folks made their voices heard today at rallies in several major cities, including Seattle.
We all here are activists. We're activists for the education for all, for the right to live, and for the freedom for all. We are the past, we are the present, and will continue to be the future of this country.
Comprehensive immigration reform is to show that we have heart, that we have love, to show that we acknowledge these undocumented people as human beings like ourselves.
Immigration reform is not a party issue. I think it's a people's issue, and it's actually an American issue.
We contribute this country, and we need support of every American citizen to stand for immigrant rights.
We need to remember how we got here, and why we came to the United States, yeah? And most of the folks came to the United States with a dream. A dream because your economical situation was bad in your home country, and you came with a dream to have a good job, and have a house, have a family, have a dog, and have the American dream.
Illegal people, we have, I think, the big dream is to be a resident, legal resident, to stop feeling scared or fear, or to some people, they have many dreams, but sometimes they can come true because this is a big obstacle.
It's not about being African American or being Hispanic or Asian. It's not about that. It's about just having the basic human right to live in this country and be able to contribute to society and be happy and feel safe.
I promise you, if today we will raise our voices in hope, then soon we will raise our voices in victory, because our day is coming.
Being able to stand up for rights together, being able to know that we all have a voice in our communities and in our democracy, and that the words that are in the Constitution, the words that are on the Statue of Liberty, that those aren't just words, they're real.
You came here to do something you should have, you should